perfect.
Yeah, there you go.
So now what?
So
Got the only face
this
we're
is
looking
probably
at.
some of the stuff we should have talked about. Who's going to be like, okay, welcome to the Quad Squad
Andrew.
podcast?
I can
Andrew's the one that
MC
comes
us in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
This might be one of the only parts that we cut here.
Yeah.
Is the explaining that we hadn't yet figured out our
I was
introduction
actually thinking about that.
until we
Yeah.
press record.
But
So maybe we give us like
But keep this for bloopers reel on the YouTube page.
Always.
things to figure out before you record. Just do that clip right there.
Already a minute 30 in, doing great, guys. Doing great.
Yeah, we have. Have you guys ever heard of the Hindenburg?
Was that the big boat?
All right, so here we are. It's been a long time coming. This is the Quad Squad pod. So you have Aaron, you have Bryce, you have Paulie, you have myself, Andrew. My username doesn't fit in my little header there, so that's why you see that instead of my username. But yeah, this is pretty exciting. The last several weeks have been a little hectic trying to scramble and get everything done. So thank you to everybody for their parts.
No problem.
And doing all that. But
It's gone smooth.
Yeah. As you can see by our promo vids.
Just keep them entertained while we figure this out.
Scramble to put this together.
Aaron has done an excellent job keeping the Geek Squad in business over at his local Best Buy with
I
all
hope
of
I
his
look good.
product.
He walks in, they all, Jesus. Hit
Oh, he's back.
They have the straws in the back, and whoever draws the short one, that guy
It's going to be
can.
another long day, everybody.
It just wasn't plugged in. I already told him that. All right, so before we spend the next 45 minutes just making fun of Aaron's technical savviness, we really wanted to spend this first episode taking a minute or two each and talking about how we found ourselves on a children's dancing app, and then really talking about how we came to be what we are today. So it's
because we definitely all remember how that happened.
Oh, 100%.
Yes. Yep.
Right here.
Yeah, we're gonna piece things together, and by the end of the episode, we'll have a dartboard and some yarn and everything, and we'll connect all those dots. So,
We're going to be like beautiful mind up on the wall.
And at the center, the Quad Squad pod is the linchpin for the apocalypse.
some people would probably agree. I don't think you're necessarily inaccurate there. So yeah, does anyone want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go.
Nice.
My
Age before beauty.
Thank you. Of course, I am kind of a beautiful son of a bitch, if I do say so myself. My name's Aaron. I'm AA Round 9 Toes on TikTok.
Hi, Aaron.
Shut up, Andrew. And
This is not a 12-step situation, all right?
By the time this episode's over,
Okay.
this is true.
You have a point.
Yep. Anyway, I got on TikTok probably March of 2020. It was pandemic lockdown. Somebody said, hey, get on this app and you'll endlessly scroll your night away and forget to sleep. And I did that for months, and then the election was coming up, and a lot of that stuff was coming across my page, and just got super interested in all of that. And then like North Omaha Cat Lady is one of the first people I started following, and
Me too.
Christmas of 2020, I was in my trailer house in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, South Dakota, by myself. Couldn't go home and see my family. And North Omaha Cat Lady had a video out because she was like at just under 100,000 followers at the time. And she said, I'm getting trolls and I'm getting reported. So if you're following me and you have no content, I'm blocking you. So she's like, just duet something. And so I just duetted that video of me waving hi. And when I tell you that my anxiety to hit post on that stupid little duet had my stomach twisted in knots was crazy. And I put that out, and then I had a video about my name, Aaron, and how it's gotten changed by Key and Peele. And that took off, and then I started making kind of political content, and for whatever reason, people followed me.
It's the mustache.
It is the
In the
mustache.
eyes. The mustache and the blue eyes.
It is the mustache.
I'm going to have to get me a ring light because we need this blueness to come out. Further.
That is true.
don't need
We'll
people
see what we can
blinded
do
by
in post. We'll see if we can punch it up.
We'll figure it out. So myself, what was it? It was, probably half a year into COVID happening, doing the stay-at-home dad thing because I got furloughed from my job. And with a daughter that was, 7-8 months, there's, love playing with her, but you need some downtime stuff to do. There's only so much cleaning. Like, we lived in a small apartment at that time, so it didn't take hours to clean the place like it does now. So I, got on the dancing app, and just same thing, Aaron, just kind of started scrolling and everything. Started off doing a lot of those. Well, not a lot. Like, I had a completely different account before the Polly Bunyan one, and was just doing some of like the voiceover stuff and the music stuff, just with the kids and everything. And, got on some of those follow train stuff, which was cringe now that I think about it.
So many trolls.
Like, just follow everybody that follows you back and, all that fun stuff. And yeah, I kind of like saw some political content on that one and decided to just make a whole new account that was kind of, more focused on that than everything else. Got a lot of shit from Roxy for joining until she joined, and then she understood. She's like, "Why are you on that fucking app?" And I was like, "Yo, just download it. Just see.
You'll see.
Just see what happened."
You'll see.
So yeah, I started doing the political stuff, and as was kind of terrified of just speaking. Like, it was different when you're just recording with audio and doing something, but when you're actually speaking your own mind, it's definitely a little different. But yeah, it was that kind of thing. And just, people started to actually listen and agree with what was said. And definitely the election was what really went full force on it.
I don't even actually remember when I joined. I know it was over quarantine, but like whether it was summer or like right when it happened or like near the holidays, I can't be sure. But I do remember that I joined and I made a video immediately. Before I even looked at anything.
That sounds like Bryce.
And I just made like a yeah. Well, I mean, I'm always so shy. So I made a video, and I don't know if it did me any good, because looking back at it now, it was really dangerous. Most people could have like scrolled away immediately, because I was like, "Hey, just a white guy here letting you know that Trump is a great guy," and blah blah blah, and I kind of went on for like 10, 15 seconds doing that. And then I was like, "Psych, just kidding," and then like finished the video.
Oh,
and
wow.
and then I didn't really like make any content after that. I kind of do edited videos, like Aaron said. A lot of the like Now This politics and stuff like that, I was duetting, and it was like the first time I'd like ever actually gotten like into politics. I've always been liberal, but like it was like the first time that like I started paying attention to the details, instead of just being like, I'm a Democrat.
Yeah, I'd agree that I went like full head into everything more after getting on the app.
Yeah, like I didn't know how many representatives there were at the House and this and that, and I was like, oh really? Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's it's like I started realizing that I knew fucking nothing about the things I cared about, and then you start seeing videos of people like saying stuff, and then you're like, that doesn't sound true. So like I heard somebody say cite sources, and I was like, what is that? And I started actually, what are they? I started actually going and like finding like sources and everything. I remember like Axios was like the first one I actually used. And then I started talking to people, and then they were like NPR, and then, Reuters, and so on and so forth. And then I realized even more that I didn't know shit. And it wasn't until the debates that I actually started like posting, because it was you know what it was? It was the Proud Boys, stand back and stand by, And then the Proud Boys the next day made shirts that said that. And I was like, that was my first video. I was like, see, dumbasses?
Right.
You know, and then I started, you know, getting more confident about pissing people off. and then like 7,000 or 8,000 later, I was banned and I had the account build.
8,000 accounts, right?
And
Not followers.
Duh.
I think that, yeah.
Every single Star Wars character in the universe. Like Andrew?
Oh, yeah. So I actually had a buddy that I used to work with who kept bugging me to join. And it was like December of 2019. So it was actually before the pandemic. And he had an account, and we did the trend where everybody has a fork and you toss the apple and everyone has to catch it on the fork on the beat. I don't remember what song it was, but it was like 5 people do it, and you do it on the beat each time. And it took like 9 tries, and we did it. We thought it was hilarious, but it was also just nice to not have to work in the office and just do that for 30 minutes. But then I didn't post anything for a little while, and then it was I think I posted a video of like my brother and I golfing to like a Tiger Woods sound, and maybe a video of my youngest who was dancing or doing something goofy. And that was back when my account was just my first name, last name. And didn't think anything of that until someone was like, oh, how's your dead dad doing? And I was like, I think I'm going to change my username.
Yes.
So that's when I came up with Medieval Filth Cauldrons for the first time. But
Just like in the comments?
Yeah. Yeah, so they clearly just looked me up on social media and saw that.
Humans are so stupid. My God.
Yeah, that was my life.
Before you got political, they were just like, hey, what's up? How's your dead dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was like...
It wasn't
I
somebody being an
known
asshole.
better.
That's amazing, you know?
I should have known better, but, you know. Here we are. But yeah, then started... I think the first video I made was this insufferable woman who was comparing Ashley Babbitt to George Floyd. And
I
was
totally
like,
thought
I'm
you were going to
sorry.
say that your video was insufferable, because I was going to wholeheartedly agree.
There are tens of
Just
thousands
bolster
of people
that
who would
right
disagree with you. But, you know, it's okay. But yeah, that was that. And then as this app works, that quickly brought in people who disagreed, whether it was respectfully or disrespectfully. And then we went from there. And then I think that kind of segues perfectly into how we all came to know one another. I don't remember who the first... I think the first person I remember running across was Bryce. And then after running across Bryce, that was where I discovered both Aaron and Paulie. But I just remember Bryce and I got to talking after a little while, and DMs back and forth. He's like, I live in Ferndale, Michigan. And I was in Madison Heights, which was literally like a 10-minute
Across the
drive
freeway,
away.
yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, what are the odds on this app with millions of people? You know, I'm going to find a guy who lives like a 10-minute drive away. So that was kind of the start of it for me. And then I know we started doing the, like we had our idea for the dumb comment of the day calendar, which we would have the next 30 years filled out at this point if we still had our accounts. But
I'm actually kind of
that
relieved
was-
we stopped doing that. Like,
It got depressing.
It was
It
getting out of
got
control.
really depressing.
It was.
It was depressing and it was out of control. There was like 5 or 6 a day.
Yeah.
Like there was just
well, the trolls were doing it to win at some point. It became like they were
Oh, you
aware
think
of
so?
it. And I absolutely think
Yeah,
they were
I think that was the
saying
best
stuff
thing
just
when
to
like
get
a
shared.
video started with, you know, for me it would be like Andrew, Aaron, Bryce. Like we knew something good was going to happen when we named the other 3. It's just like, okay, here it comes. What do we got?
Well, and I think us 4 really started interacting when my account started really taking off was during vaccine misinformation. I started doing and I think that's kind of when we were all doing that. And I didn't think some bumfuck farmer from nowhere, South Dakota, was going to be posting medical studies behind him on a green screen, trying to inform stupid people on the internet. But here we are.
I mean, yeah, it was that. It was
Yeah.
the misinformation on the voting. It was, you know, the election was rigged stuff. It was, you know, the protest stuff of like all the cities are burnt
the
down.
election was rigged.
Mm-hmm.
Just, you know, it was a wide
The cities are burned down.
Like Minneapolis is still on fire, by the way. Like I went through there and I forgot my hazmat
Yeah,
suit.
this isn't King's Landing from Game of Thrones. Everything
Maryland
is fine.
is just a dystopian nightmare, apparently.
Don't get me started on Portland. Whew. Yeah, I think
Ridiculous.
without it though, like as much as it got depressing and just overboard with that, like without it, I don't think we would have gotten the closeness that we are. Like that's really
No.
what started the bond between us all. And like other people tried to join in on it, but it was just like since we had started, it's just like, you know, there were some where it's like, I have an injury. It's like, okay, cool. That's awesome. And like some were really good where you're like, okay, that one does take the cake. Like there's nothing compares to that.
Yeah.
But you know, it was definitely like a four of us thing where like even friends and followers were just like, oh sweet, like who got the worst comments today?
Yeah.
Mhm.
People would be like, "There's no way anyone's going to beat that," and then like two of us would chime in and be like, "You haven't
Like
seen."
2
our most
minutes
recent
later,
video."
Yeah.
someone would come in and be like,
I just made a video.
Oh,
The best part is
man.
that we like never actually crowned like a winner.
No.
You know, it was always just like 6 or 7 of the day with that hashtag, and then
No,
like
because
we
we all
crowned
lost
ourselves
by
the winner each
participating
time.
in
We're
that.
like, this is it. This is the one. And then the next person would be like, no,
We-
this is the one. Like we would self-claim
I got this.
that we
I
got
got
it. And then
this.
it would just end in a tie every single time of sadness.
Yeah.
It was a zero-sum game. None of us won at the end of the day, as we had to be subjected to some of the dumbest, most absurd, inane, completely ridiculous comments about JFK junior and his rise to the vice presidency when he's going to appear at the grassy knoll, or
Hey,
that.
did you guys see the video I made with that shirt I have?
JFK shirt.
Biden JFK Jr. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that.
No, yeah, my
that was
dad.
good.
I had a shirt on. I had my hoodie on. It said Biden, and somebody commented like, "Hey, I like your shirt," and I was like, "Take it easy. I don't wear political shirts." And I unzipped it and showed it. It says Biden JFK Jr. 24. So like I was like, yeah, that's the only reason I'd wear that name is because it's so ridiculous.
So was that you announcing that JFK Jr. is switching his affiliation from the Republican Party to the?
Switching to his original affiliation.
Yeah, it only took a
Fair.
year of change, you know. Things happen fast when you're
I
dead.
think that's the thing. The one shirt that I have that looks political is my Eddie Vedder for President one that says "Can't find a better man." That's like where people do a double take
That's
on that.
really good.
And I'm just like, yeah, nope. This is just Eddie Vedder, like not actual political here.
Like if I would vote for a celebrity, I would vote for Eddie Vedder or Jon Stewart.
Oh my God, Eddie and John on the same ticket.
Yeah, yeah.
Can we,
If they had
can we not?
if they had a Democratic House and everything, like no, I mean clearly we want actual people, not like celebrities, but like them two on the same ticket. If they had the House and everything, Congress, it would like things would be amazing. It'd be amazing. Like we'd have flying cars in like a year.
Yeah. I do.
That's
And then
my
half
favorite
the population
meme where
would
it's
die
like
because they're in flying cars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my favorite meme is the one where
self-fly,
it's like,
self-fly.
society envisioning 2024, and it's like the utopian futuristic society you see in all these movies
Cities
now, and it's
floating
like,
and shit. Yeah, yeah.
Instead, half the country is taking horse paste as a way to
treat a virus. Yeah.
It's not even funny. I literally know people that did that in real life.
Oh no way,
I
really?
saw them at the Tractor Supply Co. that they bought out of all the.
Yeah, I went to
all
the Tractor Supply.
I
After
thought
that
it was weird
happened,
when people are
and all
posting
of it was gone.
videos. Like you're like,
Just like
so
using it
weird.
as like just a paste to eat, where there's like this stuff's delicious.
yeah. You remember
They
that
got
guy?
a burrito from Chipotle. They're just putting a drizzle on top.
Instead of sour cream, they've got that. You know,
No, hold the
what
sour
was
cream.
it?
Like, keep it open.
What was it? White Mountain Patriot, right?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that guy that had the?
Oh man, I missed that guy.
Oh God.
He did
I
that.
don't.
Oh, you don't remember him?
No, he doesn't miss
Yeah,
it.
No, I
when
do.
he got-
Polly said
Oh.
I miss him, and I said I don't.
I do. I loved mocking that guy. It was so
I
much
had the
fun.
Grogu
'Cause-
doll that I used to make fun of him with all the time. I miss having the.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
that guy. Like that guy used to pull over on the side of the freeway to make his videos.
Mhm.
You ever notice that? Like, it was always in his car. Like, there's always cars just flying by him. Like, it's like,
At least,
did you really pull off on the shoulder?
at least
to
he
do
pulled
this?
off the road instead of driving. Still, I mean, gotta give him
Yeah.
that.
That's true. But that means that he's listening to some like like Charlie Kirk or whatever, like podcast or like right wing radio station, and he's like, "Oh shit!" And then
I think you're giving.
puts his car
I think you're
parking,
giving
he's
him. I think you're giving him too much credit, and his thoughts are so few and far between that when one does populate, he knows it'll go away quickly if he doesn't record.
Well, that's what I'm
So
saying.
has
That's why he had to get off the road as
Exactly.
fast as possible. Yeah, like he couldn't like,
gonna
let it
lose it.
marinate or think about it.
And this is why I make
Actually-
all my videos in my pickup.
Yeah, like I'm making fun of him now, but like I keep getting worried when you guys are talking about something that I'm gonna forget what you were talking about because I'm so dumb. Like that, I'm like trying to listen and remember all at the same time. I'm like, please God, don't forget. Not
Once
just
we,
listening. but,
Once we make it big, we'll hire someone to hold cue cards over right behind your computer there, so that way you'll always be.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's not like there's an app for that or
Yeah,
anything that
Upar.
can do it. No, we're gonna actually hire someone to do it for you. So that way.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we're creating
you-
the Quad Squad pod is here
Creating jobs.
creating jobs.
Yeah, you can just send him to my parents' house or my mom's house. That's.
He's in the
It's a nice
basement. Tell him
basement,
the
by the
bagel bites will
See,
be ready in
it's
20.
clearly a basement.
Hey, I'm literally in my mother's basement right now, so
We weren't gonna bring it up, but okay, since you brought it up, how was your night in the basement?
you know,
You guys-
making a big move across states, and it's
Yeah, that's rough. You've been there how long now? Has it been a year?
No. I moved back. Well, January 1st is when I moved back here full time. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
only been. It's
You
only
were
been
just making a lot of trips back there last year.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's
I
like
mean,
a
I'm
new
gonna
year,
have to
new
do the
me
same
kind
thing
of
pretty
thing.
much, like when I moved to California. You know, like
You're gonna go move into Aaron's mom's basement too. Where's Aaron gonna be?
well, not her basement.
So
Bazinga.
What an awkward dynamic that'll be.
I was
for the
hoping it'd be the
podcast.
race car bunk bed happening where there's a pilot and co-pilot.
Oh my God.
They have
You know
CD
what?
radios too.
This is actually what I want, Aaron. Do you have an issue with that? Like it's just a joke, but now like I can't picture anything better.
We need to cut you that scene from Step Brothers where they're like, "Can we turn our beds into
Date
bunk-"
nights are going to be very,
Yep.
very awkward.
Yeah. Oh,
I got to go let in the
Bryce
peace
puts a
right there, and I'll be right back.
If Bryce puts a scrunchie on the door, you know it's occupied, Aaron, so you can't go inside. It's Bryce's scrunchie.
and so, folks, with 25 minutes of us trying to describe how all this got started, and none of it got, we still don't know.
Not
I do-
fully, but we have
Well,
a
no, hey,
basic idea of how it all started. And then
well, I think
I was just going to say, and then like, you know, we all exchanged numbers and started talking off the app. And that's kind of where it just, you know, we couldn't get enough of each
Well,
other.
had we exchanged numbers and started talking before Sabrina's kid made the meme?
We had not,
or
no.
the
I don't know, everyone-
gift.
I don't know,
That's what I was
everyone's
going to get to. That's when the Sabrina's kid, Carter, who we got to give a shout out to Carter. He's the one that did our artwork for this page.
Unreal.
He's very talented.
It looks fantastic.
So quick too.
He doesn't have any social media he wants to let out right now, but Carter, you rock, bud. But yeah, he made that thing. We had never been called the Quad Squad, but on Andrew's little Post-it note, he wrote Quad Squad, and it stuck.
Yeah, that the funniest part about all, you know, we've had so many people being like, "Oh, you know, I want to be a part of it," or what, and it was like none of us ever even, you know, we were like anointed,
Yeah, because
in the funniest way
we didn't ask
possible.
for that to be made. The original one, like it was Sabrina had just done it on her own and asked her son to create it because she had seen us always like, you know, stitching, duetting, like, you know,
Yeah.
joining together on the app. And I know she was working with Rocky.
Like I can see why there's some jealousy. Like, you know, like it's just like any group that like comes together kind of naturally. Other people are like, I want to be part of that. You know, like at the same time, I mean, like
Well, it's-
I felt that way with bartending gigs. You know, like certain places that are like near my bar or whatever, and like a couple of my friends start working there, and I'm like, I want to work there.
No.
That looks like
You know,
a lot of
it's,
fun.
it's just kind of natural. I feel like, yeah, like they're making money, they're having fun. I want to do that. You know.
But this feels like it's, you know, it's I've come across and you know become very close with people, with a few people on the app, but it's like nothing feels forced and it feels very organic. But to get 4 people together and 4 friends together, and you keep that organic element where like it just works and there's give and take and we give each other shit and we laugh about stuff, but we can also be serious and come to one another if we need something, you know, that across 4 people, I think that's far more rare than just finding one another to do so. So I think that chemistry plays quite well. And I think that's what people recognize and what people appreciate or they enjoy is kind of how we can play off of one another.
Well,
and without,
It's also kind of why like we started doing the podcast in the first place. I mean, we had been talking for so long, and we had mentioned this a year ago or 8 months ago or something like that, and then like it just kind of throughout our text stream, it's like, should this be a podcast? You know, and then like
we get a good conversation going, and we're like, oh man, like this would totally work for a podcast.
Yeah, and then eventually we're like, okay, like, and we kind of all like reserved. We were like, okay, fine, like let's just do this because this is stupid that other people can't enjoy us the way we enjoy ourselves.
We want others to laugh at us the way we laugh at us.
and I'm sure we mean that in the least narcissistic way
Absolutely.
possible. We say we want everyone else to enjoy us like a fine wine.
I didn't realize what I was saying until it came out.
We all knew. We all knew.
You all saw it coming. You're like, here it comes.
I'm the driving instructor slamming on the brakes as Bryce was trying to say that right there. I'm like, stop. That's we'll make it work.
But no, it definitely, like, we haven't really had like major butts of the head or blowouts, like, because you know there's always that kind of thing. Like in any conversation, like, you know, even if we don't agree, like we take the criticism of each other, like on videos, because before we post, like I don't know how many times that we've come to each other and been like, hey, does this sound all right? Does this, you know, am I missing something or adding something? And like, you know, we're all like, as much as we all get along, like we're very honest with each other at the same time too, and we take that criticism very well from each other, which I think is a great thing.
Yeah.
And based on that, what you said about like checking each other's videos and sending them back and forth, like as white guy, like that's a smart thing to do because there's gonna be things that we don't understand the way other people do.
Yeah.
You know,
maybe we make the intro. We just make that part the intro. White guy. But it's true. It's true from the sense of like, I was never as self-aware. I was never as focused on being as reactionary as I still am at times. And there have been many times where I've sent a video to you guys and I was like, I'm running hot right now and I just want to get some other eyes on this who aren't me. But yeah, understanding the impact and all of those things is something that I've tried really hard to get better at. And that's not to say it's a finished process. That's something that's still going every day.
Never end.
Yeah.
yeah, it should never end.
Right.
Like, there's no reason why we can't continue to learn about this.
Well,
stuff,
like,
you know?
I mean, and I'm not going to lie to you. A lot of it is from this app and interacting with people.
Oh yeah.
And the amount of internalized racism, misogyny, you know, just catering to this capitalistic patriarchy hellscape that we live in. It's like, oh my God, I've got a lot of work to do. And it sucks.
Yeah, realizing it sucks horribly. Yeah. Like, and the worst part is like, you kind of realize it every day. You're like, fuck. You know, like, or you're like, I don't know if you guys have this issue, like, where you're like about to fall asleep and everything's going well. And then like a random fucking memory from like 15 years ago wakes you up in the middle of the night and you're like, get out of my fucking head. You know, it's just like the worst thing because you're like, okay, should I Facebook that person? I said this random thing that they just blew off, but it's eating me up alive right now. You know, like
there's definitely some stuff in high school I'm not proud of at all.
Oh God,
no.
Everyone from Aaron's graduating class is probably dead now because that was like 1964. I think
they're not all dead, but they are all bald, and I'm not. So
he takes every chance to rub that in
every time.
I love the petty.
But no, I think there's definitely elements of you hear things or you see things or you're listening to people from other walks of life
that you never would have without
whoever
the app
it may be. who's opening up your perspective to allow yourself to confront and acknowledge, like, this thing I thought, or this thing I've said, or this thing I've believed is rooted in this, whether it's misogyny, whether it's racism, whether it's whatever it may be. And even that first step of being like, oh shit, like, I've never known. And that feeling is terrible, but it's necessary to overcome it. It's necessary to try to move forward. And this by no means is you know, us sitting here trying to explain how great we are and how, well, as Bryce, but it needs to be a constant, and it needs to be an everyday thing, because like you said, Bryce, the second you get complacent and the second you think you're good is when you're not.
Well, and sometimes,
sure, like,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Sometimes the best thing that happens is you fuck up, and somebody has to jump down your goddamn throat about it, and then you have. It's how you, and when you are wrong, because I really never am, but this is totally that was a joke, folks.
You know, the joke's good when it's followed by,
this
was a joke, folks.
Yes.
I'm clipping just that part out, and that's gonna be the teaser,
The promotional video.
podcast.
So you want us all to
I'm
fail?
I'm always.
Fuck you, Andrew.
We made it 32
First one.
minutes into the recording.
Wow,
without
that's
the
impressive.
record, I think.
But anyway,
I was gonna say we were saying 20 minutes before you made fun of his age too. So good on both of you.
yeah.
All right, so Aaron, you were saying you're always correct.
Go on.
I have like severe ADHD that is unmedicated. I don't remember what the fuck I was gonna say.
You were talking about how if you're wrong and someone,
Oh,
someone calls you out.
It's
Yeah.
how we take that criticism versus.
And I'm super guilty of like pushing back to the point of where I'm even more and more and more wrong. And then, but when that hits, the feeling of just, ugh, I'm such a piece of shit.
I think that happened more when
Yeah.
I first got on the app versus now. Like, just as far as growing goes, like, there's still times where I push back on somebody when I felt that I wasn't wrong in what I said, except for like certain people that we've become close friends with on the app, that if they say something, then I'm like, all right, like, I need to take a step back, see what I've done. But yeah, I mean, like you said, we all have missteps, and you know, it happens. You know, you hope it happens less frequently the more you grow as a person with that.
I mean, I've made plenty of videos where I remember the person I used to date said that like me calling somebody a bitch was like wrong, and because I'm a man, and women can use that back and forth, that's fine, but like I shouldn't be, because I made this one long video over like the holidays or whatever where I was just like, you're my bitch now. I was like talking to some dude, and and granted I did like own him, but you can put that right next to the clip of him.
I'm perfect because I own his ass.
Yeah. So if you want to ruin this podcast, go ahead and do that one and then this one, and then we'll be all good. No, like the person I used to date, she said like, you probably shouldn't say that sort of thing because this and that, and then I just straight up made a video immediately being like, hey, so I didn't realize that like as a man in that situation, I shouldn't be using the B word, you know. So I apologize to anyone that hurt, you know, had a problem with it, stuff like that. And then I remember a long time ago, I made a video and I had gotten the numbers wrong. I forget what it was. It's like a population of COVID sort of situation. And I made a retraction video being like, hey, listen, I got this wrong. And I deleted that original video that I made, and a person or a troll or whatever came into that comment section and was like, so why'd you delete your other video? Like,
because I was wrong.
I'm explaining that right now.
That's what I'm clipping. That's actually what I'm clipping right there. It's just that
Those two together.
Yep.
like exactly.
Well,
that's why. Very, very.
Because I don't want
Well,
that to be
I
out
think-
there if no one sees this video. Like, it's very simple.
Yeah.
Well, I think again, a lot of what this app comes down to is there are millions of accounts that are there for nothing other than to troll people and to gaslight them and to say dumb shit to try to get people
Are you
to
saying
react.
user bunch of
And
numbers
most of-
isn't genuine in what they say?
Actually, I'm saying that there's several of them that are probably people that we are or have been mutuals with at one point and won't say shit to any of us directly.
Blocked us on their main.
They're
while
just trying to
talking
boost
shit
it.
on the backup there.
But this is like
They're trying to
like
give us something to talk about.
This is like yes. Who sings that song? Let's give him something to talk about.
How about love? We should talk about love.
It's Bonnie Raitt, man.
Yeah.
That's
Who's
my
that?
That's my chick.
But there
It is now
are-
the triquad squad. Polly's gone.
No, it was from when everyone
That
didn't
was-
know who she was when she won the Grammy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she won the Grammy and everyone knew who she was, but they were just pissed at her.
She won over Beyonce,
like, she-
and then everyone that's like Beyonce fan was just like, yeah, because she's fucking Bonnie Raitt. Like,
Yeah. It's like if you have it. She has been playing music and blues since she was 19 years old. You know, like being recorded. So it's like 50 years.
yeah.
So, anyways, you were saying, Andrew. I'm sorry before we got off on this
cut you
Bonnie
off on,
Raitt
like,
tangent.
20 times.
I was just gonna say 50 years. Aaron can relate, but anyways, what I was saying was,
Fuck you, Andrew.
there were two now. There are so many people on here that, and I try to remind you guys, especially Bryce, of this. Is like we get worked up sometimes because of the dumb shit people will say in response to us because we're approaching it with some semblance of logic or understanding or legitimate thought process, and they don't have one. Their mission at this point is just to get a response, and they don't care that you were making a video being like, I'm retracting what I said in the other video because I was wrong. I was looking at the wrong numbers, and leaving stuff out there like that is dangerous. They just want to find a way to get you riled up or irritated. And the best that, like I just did this last night with someone who tried to say that gender studies aren't real. And that anyone who is not either male or female as they were assigned at birth is delusional. So I commented back like 20 times and I was just tired and bored and couldn't fall asleep. But then after I just said ha 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 bye, and then I just deleted all his comments. And that's the thing that kills them more than anything. Or what I do sometimes is I'll comment and I'll be like, where did your comments go? And then I'll delete their original comment so they no longer have any notifications from me. But they see that one and they don't remember my username because they're just some shitty troll account. And then they can't ever find it. And
That is
they've just spent
genius.
their whole day arguing. And it is. It like if the trolls want to
What is that?
gaslight,
Is that reverse trolling? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Reverse trolling or
mean,
That's always
backwards
my
trolling?
favorite thing is when you like make a comment response video and then they're like, "Oh, you made a video responding to me. Like I must be some kind." It's like no, like I'm just letting everyone else know how much of a jackass you are.
And now I'm going to block you so
Yeah.
you can't respond to all the people seeing how big of a jackass you are.
until they come back from the other
Social
accounts.
Security number
Second.
2.0.
Yeah, I've never actually seen a user numbers and then 2.0. That would actually be relatively funny.
I've been seeing a lot lately.
Apple user 471390, volume 3 at the end.
I've been noticing a lot where there's actually like some sort of variance of like a username, but then there's still a whole bunch of numbers behind it. And I'm like, you're a troll.
Yeah.
Or
Those
it
are
could
the ones
just
that
be
I
a
really
bot.
think are the actual
Like, that
trolls.
could be a bot.
They
you
get
know?
tired of being called user
Or
bunch
bot,
of numbers,
yeah.
so they're like, "I'm gonna have a name with still a bunch of numbers."
It's Jeff bunch of numbers. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
Better staying correct here.
Looks like you were wrong again.
Owning the libs.
It's really,
Oh,
it's
my
really the most
God.
important thing, you know.
So
Well,
I do want
and
to
a
make
lot
it
of
clear,
times-
though, that this podcast is not all going to be about us talking about TikTok. I think this is just the intro of like us starting
Yes.
and kind of the bond that happened, because I don't want people to get the wrong idea here that like this is all we're going to do is just talk about the crazy TikTok stuff that happened. Like we do have other opinions on other things.
Yes,
So just wanted to put that little side note in there.
absolutely. There's going to be a whole
Yeah,
There's
like-
going to be a whole lot more of me telling Andrew to go fuck himself.
Yeah, no, this
Yes.
is just an introduction.
Yeah. Only 2 times in an episode is definitely not like content.
No.
ready. So we definitely want to get a few more
No,
in there.
those are rookie numbers for me to pump those numbers
That
up.
happened before
Weird to
you hit
bump those
record,
up.
Andrew. Like, come on, that was at least 7 times before you
Yeah,
hit record.
yeah, that is true. we're at a baker's dozen if we include all those.
See, this
But
is
I
why
think-
this is why we rehearse, guys.
Yep.
This is why we rehearse.
We had like one rehearsal.
It's technically
We're nailing
rehearsing.
it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
So to the 4 of you that are listening right now, thank you. We
Hey, Paulie said we had 30 people subscribed
On YouTube. Yeah.
YouTube.
Which I don't know how many of those are various accounts that we have, but
okay, 20.
I think one
There's
of them
20.
is mine
All right,
also.
like no need to be an asshole.
oh shit! If we're talking about Bryce's Gmail accounts from his
we
TikTok,
got a solid
that
5.
means all
we have a
29
solid
are
5
him.
people on.
So you were right with your estimate of
Yes.
4. So yeah.
But to the
You
4
would-
of you who are listening, this
No.
will get better. We promise.
Why are we laughing, Bryce?
Yeah.
It will.
A, because all those accounts following us are me, and B, because it might get better.
Yeah.
It
It can't get worse. So
don't jinx it.
That's like Aaron saying, "Hey, I've got the mic all figured out," and then like 5 minutes later,
can't hear.
Yeah, and then he turns on his echo like the guy from the movie The Warriors.
I don't know what you guys are talking
Can
about.
you dig it?
What are you talking about?
Who
What?
was that?
Aaron's mother's basement is actually in the middle of a cavern in the Grand Canyon. That's why it sounds like that.
Well, we got Bryce tearing up, so we're doing something right.
I mean, as long as we get laughs,
Well,
like people will join to hear him laugh. So
don't pat yourself on the back yet. Like I'm always tearing up.
The only time he didn't laugh was when you told that terrible joke, Aaron, that you had to follow up with. This is a joke, everybody.
I believe you were wrong on that one.
Yeah.
Oh.
The only time I laughed at that was when Andrew pointed that out.
You're welcome. Oh God.
Yeah, we all.
only two more minutes. We can do
Yeah,
this.
folks, we think we're really funny, and we hope you tell us we're not.
Well, some of us know that we are funny, and others are envious of those others who know that they are funny. And I'm speaking.
There's
to
not that many
Aaron
people here,
directly in
Andrew.
this
Call
moment.
me out, Andrew.
I'm speaking. I was clearly speaking.
My
to
kids
Aaron
find me
directly.
fucking hilarious. Okay, my kids always laughing. So
Well, yeah,
Back
you're
off.
the one who gives them their food. Obviously, they're not going to be like, "Dad, you're not funny."
one, they don't know how to say "Dad, you're not funny" because I haven't taught them that yet. So
Yeah, Aaron, we can just stay out of this part of the conversation.
I think so.
Let the
So the one thing
Let
I
the
did
kid
want to
have
get
his-
on the record, because I catch a lot of strays for this, is there are people who will come into various videos of mine or others to be like, I'm as older than Aaron, and I don't like that you say that. I am not speaking to Aaron's age in terms of his date of birth. I'm speaking to the age of his personality, because he's only like 47 or 48 in real life, but his personality is like mid 60s, if not older. Like, Aaron gets a free Frosty every time he goes to Wendy's, not because of his age, but because of his personality. They're like, you're for sure at least 70. Here's your tiny Frosty. So I just wanted to get that on the record and wash my hands of it.
I do remember
So
that
thank
when
you
it was
very
his
much for that.
birthday. I think it was not last year, but the year before, where we had all made funny videos about him, and so many ageism comments where I was like, I'm only talking about him. Like, I'm not talking about old people in general.
specific-
It's specifically about Aaron.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with anyone else. It's just him
Well,
specifically.
and we gotta let Andrew make fun of me for being 3 years older than him, just because of the fact he's got a 2-joke arsenal of either puns or calling Aaron old.
Okay, but the puns vary. The puns vary. Like,
yeah.
So, also, we need to get you a calculator if you think we're 3 years. There's a 3 years difference between
Well, if you're gonna put me at 48,
Those numbers are up.
motherfucker, I'm gonna.
Then yeah, 10.
he's putting himself at
Which would
37.
still make
Okay.
And just for the
still make
record,
me younger
everybody,
than Aaron if I
I'm
check my
I'm
math.
actually the oldest. Okay, for anyone listening. So if you need clarification,
Yes.
the guy that looks the best is the.
I also feel the
all right?
oldest
Oh,
because
okay.
all these toddlers are slowly breaking me down. So I feel the oldest. So
I would like to amend Bryce's statement and say the guy who still has Zubaz pants is not technically the oldest.
Is this when we bring up the dude wipes? Is that what we're doing here?
No, we don't want to talk shit about dude wipes yet.
Are they
could be
sponsoring our first episode?
Not about the dude wipes themselves.
They're dude wipes. Very useful.
For dudes.
Hey, hey, folks.
We'll
do you
nail it
wanna-
next time.
Hey,
Dude wipes. Very useful for dudes.
hey, folks.
There we
Do you
go.
want to plug your septic tank? Do you not know how to use toilet paper correctly? Get dude wipes. Dude wipes. For the dude who doesn't know how to wipe his own ass.
Yeah. Has someone ever told you that you don't wipe your own ass?
Are you so afraid to put anything near your ass as a heterosexual man with a lot of internal
There it is.
homophobia
That's the one.
That unless it's a towel-sized wipe that has "dude" on the label, we've got something for you.
Dove
Who
wipes.
needs a-
No. Dude wipes.
Dude wipes, 6 in a pack for $12.99.
Oh, having horrible heartburn. And
It's a gross, man.
Having horrible
great
heartburn
deal.
and laughing this much is not working out for me. Oh, we're at 46.50. I'm out.
And that's the end of the
Well,
episode.
it is 2:32 Central Time for Aaron, which means he's going to be late for dinner if he does not end the podcast here.
The
in
Red
15
Lobster's
minutes.
only serving until 4:35,
Yeah.
right?
Well, if you don't get there early enough, the coconut cream pie is gone and the coffee is cold.
They run out of lobster bibs by 4, so he makes sure to get there.
So do you want to bring up that
yeah, I guess-
the intro song that you all heard was from our, one and only Bryce here. He made that. It was fantastic.
He's so talented and good looking.
He finally said something true.
This is where I'm going to superimpose the part where he goes, "I was wrong."
Yeah. And the guy who actually helped me record it is a great guy named Mike Schneider, who's a bass player and musician here in town, and he goes by the name of Ghost Bass Killer
Nice.
on Instagram and stuff like
like
that.
that.
So super talented guy, smart musician. He played the Hammond organ on that, and then I actually played the bass lines on it. But he is a fantastic bass player, and I met him in a band that I was in called Strange Heart. And just because I'm not in it anymore, don't give them any guff. But he is just a brilliant musician.
Yeah, we'll put
So
his
it was
we'll put his tag
so much
in
fun
the
to see him
description
again.
as well, just to give him props.
good.
When we
Yeah.
roll the credits here at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With everybody
I
else.
mean, it's like
So-
that took us like an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, it took
Yeah,
lot
you blew
less time
through it.
than I thought it would.
Yeah, I mean, I played all the parts because I had them all ready to go. I was like, had them all in my head. But I wrote down the chords, and he played that Hammond part like 2 takes,
Nice.
done. So
Cool.
and then he mixed it like no problem. It was awesome.
So for the 4 of you listening, we have a theme song.
Yeah.
Yeah. In case you wondered what the tangent was, we got off on there.
Well,
and I
cool.
wrote
I
it.
think
Props,
make sure
come on,
Bryce-
props.
Bryce is properly
Yeah.
credited in the credits we roll here momentarily, but I think that should about do it
Yep,
here.
that
at
is
the
our
49
intro
mark. So-
podcast to everyone here, all 4 of you.
Yes.
And we'll be releasing every week, right?
Yep, every week.
The plan is every week on
Wednesday
Oh my
morning.
God,
we,
you guys are going to make me commit to something?
Yes. Only us, though.
Trust me, I'm terrified as well. But but with your support, I can do this.
So yeah, every Wednesday it'll be up on the, those platforms as well as on YouTube. We will have the video so you all can see us being the absolute ridiculousness that we are. Yeah. So that'll be fun.
Thank you for everybody for listening,
Cool.
and thank you guys for taking time out of your day. As always, fuck you, Andrew.
I didn't mean to.
3 or 4.
Roll the
3 or
fucking
4.
song.
There
Roll
it
the
goes.
fucking song.
All right.